Blutbad.
Hello and welcome back to another behind the scenes toy photography video. This week I'm going to show you how to take a close-up. I call this shot down but not out. I'll also show you my editing process. For this shot I used Kit Fisto, a Super Battle Droid, and C-3PO from Hasbro's Star Wars The Black Series. After a month of big, complicated dioramas, I thought I'd bring things back to basics this week with a really simple shot. The only prop I used was this terrarium floor mat to simulate the ground in a desert. I propped it up on one end with some cinder blocks so that it would take up my entire background. Next, I used a weight to hold down a figure stand. The only downside to this ground surface is that it can sometimes be too bumpy to reliably pose a figure on, so I had to get a little creative with my figure stand to get my Jedi in a running pose. After that, I posed my droid figures front and center. I was using a magnifying filter on my camera for this shot, so I was able to place my droids real nice and close to the lens. With the figures in place, I balanced this bounce board opposite my softbox to reflect some light back into the foreground of the shot, and then positioned a green LED panel light to simulate the lightsaber glow. Here's my base image. As I often do when photographing lightsabers, I actually took two separate exposures which I would blend together in Photoshop using layer masking. I used a large, soft-edged brush to remove the glow from where I didn't want it. Next, I used the healing brush tool and content aware fill to edit out the articulation joints and peg holes on my Jedi. Following that, I did some color correction with adjustment layers. I used levels, color balance, hue, and saturation. To finish off the image, I added some special effects. I used the pen tool and brush tool along with layer effects to draw in Kit Fisto's lightsaber blade. And then I used the brush tool and blend mode to add some glow to 3PO's eyes. So once again, here's my starting image. And here's where I ended up. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing, and maybe check me out on Instagram. Thanks, and until next time.